Hi everyone, welcome to Skill Questers Hub. In this video, we will discuss notebook cells in Jupyter Notebook. A Jupyter Notebook cell is a single block inside a notebook where you can either write code, add explanatory text, or display output. Each code cell can be run independently. Okay. When we create a notebook, we get one cell which is present by default. Okay, so we can use the cell to write code, markdown, or raw text. Okay, so here we have the cell and we have the code inside that print notebook cells. So we can run this code by pressing Shift Enter. Okay, so now let's explore the cell options that we have in a cell. So these are the options that is present. We can use this option, the first one, to create a duplicate of this cell. You get a copy of this cell created. We can use the delete option to delete the cell. We can use this option to insert a cell above. So if you click on this, you get an empty cell added above. And the next option is to insert a cell below. So if you click on this, we get a cell inserted below. Okay. And we can use this arrow, up arrow, to move the cell up. And we can use the down arrow to move it down. So we can use these options which is present in the cell to add a new cell above or below, to move the cell up or down, to create a duplicate cell, or to delete the cell. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. The same options can be done using the keyboard shortcut. To use the keyboard shortcut, we first need to go to command mode. To do that, just click on the cell and press the escape key. Okay, now you can see that the cell is getting selected. Now if you press A, it will add a cell above. Okay, if you press B, it will add a cell below. And to delete the cell, go to command mode by pressing escape, and then we need to press DD. Okay, so we need to press DD twice, so it will delete the cell. Okay, similarly we can also delete the cell above. Okay, and to move the cell above and below, again go to the command mode and we need to press Ctrl Shift and up arrow to move it above, and again Ctrl Shift down arrow to move it below. So these are the cell options present in a notebook cell. Next, let's explore the cell types that are present. So we have three types of cells: code cell, markdown cell, and raw cell. And you can see that in this drop down menu, we have code, markdown, and raw option. Okay. So first, let us see the code cell. So we can run or execute code in a code cell. So this is an example of a code cell. So if I click on this cell, you can see in the drop down code is selected. So we can also change it by going to the command mode and using the keyboard shortcut. So let's go to the command mode. So I'm pressing escape key. And then if I press Y, this is the code mode. If I press M, it is the markdown. Here you can see it's changed to markdown. And if I press R, it is raw. Okay, so let me press Y again. It comes back to the code mode. So this is the keyboard shortcut to change the type of the cell. So now this is of cell type code. So we can run this. So we have the code here, print hello world. So let's run this by pressing Shift Enter. Okay, so we get the output below. Okay, so we can use a code cell to run or execute the code and get the output below. Okay, so next the other cell type is markdown cell. So the text in a markdown cell is rendered into formatted content. There is no code execution, and this is useful for notes and documentation. and it is used to write formatted text, headings, lists, equations, and links. So let's see that in action. Okay, so if I select this Markdown cell, which is here you can see in the drop down Markdown is selected. Okay, we can also change it from the drop down. So I have changed it to code. I can change it to Markdown as well. I can change it using the command mode by pressing escape key. Okay, Y for code, M for Markdown, R for raw. So I'm pressing M. So now it is in Markdown type. Okay. So here in this example, we have a Markdown cell and we have hash here before the text. So this is for a heading, and then we have asterisks here. So this is for the bullet points. Okay. And here we have this 3 asterisks. Okay, this is for bold and italic. So 1 asterisk is for italic and 2 asterisks is for bold and 3 is for bold and italic. Okay. So yeah, other we have this 3 asterisks without any text. So this is for a horizontal ruler. And then here we have the link. Okay, so we can embed a link inside this cell. So for that, this is the syntax within square brackets. Just give the name of the link that you want to be displayed, and after that, within the brackets, give the link. Okay. So let me run this, pressing Shift Enter to run. Okay, so this is the Markdown cell. All the text is being formatted and displayed. So here we were able to display the headings and the list, okay, and link, and also the text in bold and italic. Okay, so from here you can also click on the link. Okay, so this is a link which is a guide to the Markdown syntax that we have. Okay, so that link I have added here. We can also get this link from help Markdown reference. Okay, this is the same link which I have added as a link in this Markdown cell. Okay. Next, let's explore the cell type raw cell. So raw cell stores plain text without Markdown formatting or code execution. So there is no execution of code and there is no Markdown rendering which gives the formatted text. So this is just a plain text which is displayed. Okay, so this is an example of that. So here in the drop down we have raw that is selected. Okay, so if you run this cell, pressing Shift Enter to run, we don't get any output. We don't get the text also being displayed. Okay, so the text is just stored in the cell, which is a plain text which is getting stored in the cell. So we can use the raw cell to store plain text. I have also prepared a reference guide on notebook cells. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. In this video, we will explore keyboard shortcuts in Jupyter Notebook. Keyboard shortcuts help you work faster by reducing the need to use the mouse. Learning these shortcuts can significantly improve your productivity when working with Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook has 2 modes, command mode and edit mode, each with its own set of shortcuts. So first let us understand what are these 2 modes. So first we have the command mode. We enter into command mode by pressing escape key. Okay. So click on the cell and click on escape key. So now we come into the command mode. You can see that the cell is being highlighted. So this is the command mode. So the command mode is used to manage the notebook cells. Okay, so this is the command mode. Next is the edit mode. So if you press enter, you enter into the edit mode. So this edit mode is used to edit the contents of a cell. Okay, so these are the 2 modes we have in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, And we can view the keyboard shortcuts by clicking on the Help menu and clicking on Show Keyboard Shortcuts. So we get the list of keyboard shortcuts. Clicking on Close. We can also view the keyboard shortcut by pressing Ctrl Shift H. Okay, this also gives the list of shortcuts. So now let us see the various command mode shortcuts. Okay, so first let's enter into the command mode. So I am pressing the escape key to enter into the command mode, and you can see that the cell is being highlighted. Okay, so now let's see the shortcut to insert a new cell above and to insert a new cell below. So to insert a new cell above, we need to press A in command mode. So we are in the command mode. Now press A. So this inserts a new cell above. Okay. And to insert a new cell below, we need to press B. So we are in the command mode. Now press B. So this inserts a new cell below. Next shortcut we can use is to cut the selected cell. So for that, click on the cell and press escape to go into command mode and press X. So this cuts the cell. And now you need to press V to paste the cell. Okay. So this paste the cell here. Okay. Now if you need to copy the cell, go to the command mode and press C. So this copies the cell. We have copied this cell. And again, if you press V, this will paste the cell. Okay. So X to cut the selected cell, C to copy the selected cell, and V to paste the cell below. Okay. The next shortcut is to delete the selected cell. So to delete the selected cell, click on the cell and press escape key to go into command mode and press DD twice. Okay. So this deletes the cell. So I have deleted both the cells. Okay. Let me also delete this cell. Okay. So the next shortcut is to undo cell operation and to redo cell operation. So to undo cell operation, we need to press Z. So go to the command mode by pressing escape key and press Z. So now the cell that we had deleted is being restored back. Okay. So the cell operation has been undone. Now to redo the cell operation, press Shift Z. Okay. So now this deletes the cell again. So for undo cell operation, it is Z, and for redo cell operation, it is Shift Z. Okay. The next set of shortcuts is to change the cell type. Okay. So to change the cell type, so here you can see the cell type is code for the selected cell. Now we have three code types: code, markdown, and raw. So to change this cell type using the shortcuts, go to the command mode by pressing escape key. Now if you press M, so the code cell type has been changed to markdown. And if you press R, the code cell type is changed to raw. You can see it here. And if you press Y in command mode, the code type is changed to code. Okay. So we can use the shortcuts M, Y, and R to change the cell type to markdown, code, and raw respectively. Okay. So the next shortcut in the command mode shortcuts is to toggle line numbers. Okay. So in the cell, if you want the line numbers to appear, we need to press Shift L in command mode. Okay. So once I press Shift L, you can see the line numbers which is displayed here. And if you want to remove these line numbers, again press Shift L in command mode. So the line numbers have been removed. So to toggle line numbers, that is to add or to delete it, we need to use the keyboard shortcut Shift L. Okay. So the next shortcut is to select multiple cells. So now suppose you want to select multiple cells, we need to use the shortcut First, we need to go to the command mode by pressing escape. So this is a command mode shortcut. Okay, we need to press shift down arrow to select all the cells below, or we need to press shift up arrow to select all the cells above. Okay. So the next shortcut is to move a cell up or down. Okay, to do this, first go to the cell and press escape key to go to command mode. Now to move this cell up, press Ctrl Shift up arrow. This moves the cell up. And to move it down, press Ctrl Shift down arrow. Okay. So these are all the command mode shortcuts that we can use in Jupyter Notebook. Next, we have the edit mode shortcuts. So to use the edit mode shortcuts, first we need to go to the edit mode of a cell. So select the cell, and if you press enter, we go into the edit mode. So if you press escape key, we go into the command mode, and if you press enter, we go into the edit mode. So edit mode is where we can edit the contents of the cell. Okay. So let's see all the shortcuts we have in edit mode. So the shortcut for code completion is tab. Okay, we need to press the tab key for code completion shortcut. Okay, so suppose we are writing a line of code, print. So you can type, so I'm typing here PRI and then I'm pressing tab key. So once you press tab, you get the code completion. Okay, so if you just press enter, it gets auto completed into print statement. Okay, so we can use the tab key for code completion. Next, if you want to display the documentation of the function, you can press shift tab. Okay, so for that particular function print, I have pressed shift plus tab. So this displays the function documentation, giving the signature, doc type, etc. Okay. Okay, so let me delete this. So now the next shortcut is to undo text changes and redo the text changes. So for undo text changes, it is Ctrl Z is the shortcut. Okay. So I have removed the print statement which I added below. Now if I press Ctrl Z, okay, we get the, if I press Ctrl Z twice, we get the print statement back. So this is for undoing the text changes. If you want to redo the text changes, we need to press Ctrl Shift Z. Okay, so I'm pressing Ctrl Shift Z to redo the text changes. Okay, so the next shortcuts is to select all the text in a cell. For this, we need to press Ctrl A to select all text in a cell. Okay, and Ctrl X to cut selected text, and Ctrl V to paste it back. Ctrl A, Ctrl C to select the text and to copy the selected text. Okay. Okay, so these are some of the common shortcuts which we would have already been known. So Ctrl A to select the contents of the cell, Ctrl C to copy it, Ctrl X to cut it, and Ctrl V to paste it. Okay. So the next shortcut is to comment or uncomment the selected line of code. Okay, for this the shortcut is Ctrl/. Okay, and it is a forward slash. So first select the lines of code, press Ctrl/. So the lines of code is commented. And again, if you press Ctrl/, it will be uncommented. So you can use Ctrl// to comment or uncomment the selected lines of code. So next, let us see the notebook execution shortcuts. So the shortcuts we have for executing the notebook, the cell of a notebook, is the notebook execution shortcut. So the first shortcut is shift plus enter. So this will run the current cell and move to the next. So let me press shift enter. So this has run the current cell and has moved to the next. Okay. We can also run the current cell and remain in the same cell. So for this, it is Ctrl Enter. So press Ctrl Enter to execute the cell and remain in the same cell. The next shortcut is Alt Enter. Okay. So Alt Enter is to run the current cell and create a new cell below. Okay, so each time I press Alt Enter, it runs the cell and inserts a cell below. Okay. So these are the 3 notebook execution shortcuts we can use in Jupyter Notebook. Next, we have the Save Notebook shortcut. So the shortcut to save the notebook is Ctrl S. Okay, so now currently the last checkpoint is 52 minutes ago. You can see on the top. Now if I save it by pressing Ctrl S, this last checkpoint is changed to now and the notebook is being saved. Okay, so these are some of the keyboard shortcuts in Jupyter Notebook. I have also prepared a reference guide on the keyboard shortcuts that we have discussed in this video. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.